I'm a Christian. I used to be a liberal. I used to support gay rights, pro-abortion, all that, and I'm completely changed 180 because of Jesus Christ. And let me tell you the thing I think about the most. Ever since that one guy on that college team with Taylor Swift's boyfriend, I don't know his name, he said a speech that was very controversial, talking about his wife, how his wife never really knew how good life could get before she had kids, or something like that. And I know why it was controversial, and I'm not here to talk about it, but I do want to talk about women's roles per the Bible, and how when women push back against their biblical destiny, really, is when they get the most angry, the most depressed, and the most unfulfilled. You always hear of women being like, why doesn't my husband contribute? Why am I forced to keep the home clean? Why am I forced to take care of the kids? Why am I forced to have kids? And like a ton of other things like that. And I really do have empathy for those women, because I know how hard it can be without the Bible as your guide. And I also had this little revelation when I was younger. I was like, I have to work. I'm expected to have kids. I'm expected to keep my house clean. Why can't boys do that? Why aren't men like women? Why can't we all just be on an equal playing field? Why do men get more privileges than women? I was all about that, right? And although I do think men are more privileged due to society, i.e. I can't walk around at night, but a man can, I don't think men are privileged according to the Bible. And I think men and women are different, and we're supposed to be different. And I think it's a beautiful, sacred thing that we're so different, because I think we can all agree, everybody can agree, that men are not like women. Men and women are completely different. Men are much better at things that men are supposed to do. Women are much better at things women are supposed to do. And that's just biological. That is how God created us. I am better at organizing. I have a better eye at like interior design. I'm way more gentle, way more caring in my own way, in the way a woman is supposed to be. And then in men's characteristics, you see that strength, you see that toughness. I think men and women are both extremely resilient, but we're resilient in different ways. I think men have this attitude of not letting their emotions kind of get the best of them, unless it's anger. That's a different story. Anger manifests in men differently, just like sadness manifests in women differently. We're just extremely different. And that is why we go together really well. It's like women are the missing puzzle piece for men. Men are the missing puzzle piece for women. And we wouldn't know that if the Bible didn't exist. I mean, I'm sure we've spent years and years and years studying biological difference between men and women and wondering, why can't men and women be equal when you could have just picked up the Bible and learned right away? I think the more you push against your destiny as a woman, the sadder you're going to be and the more unfulfilled. Having the mindset, oh, I have all these responsibilities that society puts on me, I'm not happy. Those are the responsibilities society puts on you, not God. God doesn't expect you to do A, B, and C that society expects, or even you expect from yourself. Men specifically are better at leading. Women are specifically better at supporting. And you can get mad at that all you want. I used to get like red in the face, pissed off if anybody said that to me growing up. And even up till like when I was 20, I would get so angry, because how dare you say that? Why can't women lead? Why can't women do this and that? You can, but men are just better at leading. You ever notice how men have good ideas and those good ideas come to fruition because women supported it? Because women pushed them to like, oh, you can do it? Yeah, put that in there. I support you doing this. I think it's a good idea. Do you think men would ever do anything if women didn't support it? I don't think so. And men are just better at being the voice. Men are better at being upfront, right? I think they can get a point across more level-headed. I don't know. I might edit this and be like, what am I talking about? Or just edit that out completely. I don't know. This was inspired by a TikTok I saw a long time ago that I think about a lot. How a woman was complaining that she had all these house chores. She didn't have to work, but she had all these house chores. And it is really difficult to keep up a house. It's not an easy job to be a homemaker. And it's not an easy job to be a mother, but she was complaining about it. She was like, and then my husband comes home from work and he doesn't do the dishes and he doesn't sweep and all he does is take the trash out. And it was a light bulb moment for me that the more you push back against homemaking, the more you push back about what women are really, really good at, what you're biologically really good at, the unhappy you're going to be, because you're setting these expectations that aren't God's expectations. They're your own expectations. A man's job is not easy, and neither is a woman's job. Their jobs are completely different, and they're not easy. But I think you're happier when you just stick to the role God assigned you. I think when you don't have extreme expectations of yourself included, you're happier. And when you stop pushing back about, oh, well, God wants me to do this, but I don't want to do that. I want to do this, you're going to end up unhappy. Same if you're forcing a man to be in a role of a woman. You're demasculating men because you're trying to lead men. Some women try to lead men and it ends up with men resenting them. It ends up with men being emasculated. And that's also a point why marriages are not happy anymore, because nobody's really sticking to their roles. In a perfect world, we would, but obviously it's not a perfect world. People make mistakes. But I think if we try a little bit better to just get in the mindset of what God wants us to do, written in the Bible, by the way, instructions manual, I think we'd all be a little bit happier and a little less bitter. I think bitter is the word of the day. Women are just bitter that they have to do the job that God assigned for us. But they're bitter because of what society says about it. They're like, oh, but everybody wants women to be homemakers. I want to break out of that box. Like, that's the big thing. That's the woke thing, is women don't want to be women. Women don't want to be in that box of biblical destiny. And their expectation is they want to grow out of it. They want to beat out of it. Their giant, wild expectation is to just do what God doesn't want them to do, or do something different, or do what a man would do. And that obviously leads to them being stressed and unhappy. What did you think was going to happen?